Frontline Changes Report. We start off with the biggest, I think will be the most shocking one, is actually at the Bakhmut front. So this is the Bakhmut city, and this is the famous, infamous Bakhmut city and or Wagner land. At Ivanivske, just on the southwestern part of Bakhmut, there is this massive claim by this based on the report coming from Ryba, the pro-Russian source. The Russian forces apparently have made a massive capture in this area here, capturing the entire of this tree line. This is of course not acknowledged by any other sources on the Ukrainian side just yet, but this is shocking. Pro-Russian sources starting to talk about this advance towards Ivanivske, and basically, if this is true, particularly over in the northern part of this capture, we are talking about the Russians reaching the most the outskirt of Ivanivske, and this is basically yet another of this front line that is pushing towards a settlement and on the verge of entering it. So this is massive change. And the next one is over, of course, in the Avdiivka front. So this Avdiivka city, if you do not know where is it, Avdiivka city is here. Just now we were here, and over in the northern part of Donetsk city, in the southern part of Avdiivka city, the Russian claims now have extended. So the Russian forces basically have closed up this entire salient that the Ukrainians previously had over in this area here. This is a massively fortified region, and if I go to Google Earth, you probably will see it better. And this entire area is also part of the forest and the high ground. And if you look at this satellite imaging, you can see that there is entrenchment all over the place. There's a lot of trenches all around the place. You can see all these dirt roads, probably signifying a movement of armored vehicles in this area here. And this entire area, like I mentioned before, if the Russians make this push and they are attacking from the from this vineyard region, and with the pressure coming from this area here, I say that the Ukrainians will have to redraw. And if this Russian claim is true, then we are actually saying that whatever I said has came true, that it is not defendable to be here, because you can't reinforce or resupply or send food over to this front line for your frontline troops, because there's no way to reach there unless you're going to brave FPV drones or snipers and whatnot, and it's just not viable. A Ukrainian withdrawal makes a lot of sense, or it could be the case where the Ukrainian forces in this area here surrendered, as per the Russian side like to claim. And the geographical interest about this area is that you see this is the high ground, and this actually leads down to the low ground, and so from this position, the Russian forces can hold this position, taking control of this area here, and they are definitely fighting down this slope. They are moving southward to control all the way through these few buildings and of course the trees around here. You can see in this area here, this is the point, this is the objective, I think, for the Russians. They are trying to take over this forest and these buildings so that they can have fire control over these buildings around this area here, and which will provide them very good defensive positions. So this is the significant thing, the second most significant frontline change over in the Avdiivka front. The Ukrainian forces are counter-attacking, and the Russian side, in the Russian mapping, have conceded that they definitely have no control over this area here because of the Ukrainian attack, which was geolocated to attack into this area here, which is where the gray zone is between the two maps, the Russian and Ukrainian map overlapping. The Russian side, the Russian mappers definitely showed that they have no confidence that the Russians have this control. So the Ukrainians have actually retaken some ground, but these are very on the outskirts, totally overshadowed by whatever Russian control or capture they have in this area here. So so we're moving back to this mapping. So this is the Avdiivka front, and then we have another frontline change is over at Sjeverne, just west of this frontline change over in the south of Avdiivka. In the Sjeverne region, there is a geolocation of Ukrainian forces getting hit by FPV drones, just southwest of Sjeverne, and with Ukrainians over here, this will have to be considered as a Ukrainian capture or invalidation of the Russian claims. So at least the Ukrainians will have this position, at least this tree line, or at this T junction, at this area over here. So far, this is definitely the front line with overlapping mapping, shows that this is actually a very gray zone. So troops positioning or defending this front line position is less likely, because you are going to be the prime target in this area here. So that's all from the frontline changes. So I have